I'm currently behind the wheel of the 2023 Toyota Camry Hybrid XLE, and I'm going to take some time to go through the interior of this thing. So starting as I normally do from left to right, over on the left you've got your window switches, you've got your door locks, you've got your rear mirror adjust toggle right here, you got your door latch up top. To the right of that, you've kind of got a line of buttons for the driver. So you have automatic headlight button, traction control off. This little teacup in view is just the camera button. So pushing this will give you different camera views you can toggle through on the navigation display. Pushing again makes it go back to whatever you had. Then you have a hold button for the trunk release, another hold button for the gas cap, as well as a heated steering wheel button. Below that, you've got little cubbyhole space for your wallet or maybe a small phone, change, whatever you would like to store in this little spot. Hidden behind the stalk, you have the odometer, trip reset, as well as two toggles for the dim level of the gauge cluster. And the gauge cluster is unique. So over on the left, the traditional tach is gone and it's placed kind of this hybrid gauge. So showcasing the status of the hybrid system between off, charging, eco, and power. Over on the right, you've got your normal speedometer, and in the center is a full digital display. So there's different pages you can go between, and each page also has different screens that can be cycled through. So on the top, you can see it's kind of like the eco screens. So you have 3 of them. You can cycle through eco guidance, and then digital speedometer, and fuel economy. Going down, you have a driver support screen. So right now it's just the compass. If you've set a destination, it will display on this screen as well. Whatever media you're listening to, if you have it coming through Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, it'll display here as well. A bunch of systems for the vehicle, basically talking and protecting itself. And a bunch of settings that can be turned on and off, basically 3 pages of them. Also up at the top, you can see I'm currently in the sport drive mode as well as EV. I'll showcase how you can adjust the different drive modes of the Camry Hybrid when I get to the center console. That's where the buttons are located. But for now, going to the steering wheel, where I'm basically adjusting all these different options, is over on the left. So you see the little arrows going up and down. That's kind of how you can get between different pages. You also have back button, talk button, phone, volume control over on the left. Over on the right, you got your tuner buttons for stations or switching between songs, mode, as well as your cruise control options as well, lane assist. Give you a better look at the steering wheel. Tucked behind the steering wheel is the engine start-stop button. And then you have the navigation display. So right now I'm currently on the energy monitor screen. Being it's a hybrid, I like to see what it's doing if I'm not using Android Auto. So this is the home screen. You can customize it, add contacts, but I'm gonna get you into the menu screen. So on the menu screen, you have destination, audio, phone, apps, projection. That's where if you have your phone connected for Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, it'll connect right there. Info, that's where the screen the eco screen was hidden in. So you go in here, eco, and that's where you can see that screen. Traffic incidents, weather, setup, you can adjust anything you like. And there's also these quick buttons that'll pop you into some of these options, such as the audio map will pop you into certain spots. Apps, obviously, will pop you in the apps. You got volume control over on the left, tuner scroll over on the right. Features JBL audio system throughout the cabin. Coming down from there, you got your hazard button right here. You got your HVAC controls. We'll showcase right here what temperature you're currently set, or if you're going to the bottom, it'll say low. Fan controls as well. Heated mirrors over on the right. Coming down from there and kind of tucked in the back, you have USB port right here. I've been using this for my USB to be plugged for Android Auto. A 12-volt smoker's plug is hidden back here as well. Then you also have a charging pad, which can be turned on by this button, but if you pull it back, it kind of reveals cubby space. Coming back from there and to the right, you have 2 cup holders, currently holding the bottom of my gimbal. To the left of that, you have your gear levers. So you have park, reverse, neutral, and drive. And once you're in drive, you can hit it over and shift your own gears in the sport mode, or S mode. Behind there, you have the different buttons for the drive modes. So you have Eco, Normal, and Sport. Their names pretty much suggest what they're changing the vehicle. Eco will give you the most fuel efficient driving experience. Normal, basically when the vehicle boots up. And Sport, the full potential in the performance category of the vehicle, will be enabled for you. You have the hold button, which will hold you at red lights, things like that, saving your right foot. And then an EV mode right here, which will utilize all of the charge you may have earned. You have your parking brake latch behind that, kind of going back and to the right. You also have heated and ventilated seats for both the driver and the passenger, 3 levels of them. So it's currently in the 80s, so I currently have all 3 levels of the ventilated seats going for myself. You have your armrest right here, reveals some good cubbyhole space, as well as some USB plugs. So you have an old school regular one, as well as a USB C plug. Moving to the passenger side, you got your glove box. Give you a look at the passenger door. You see the JBL speaker sprinkled throughout the cabin. Better look at the seats. Same theme to the rear. The front of the cabin features a sunroof, and all of the sunroof controls are located right in front of the mirror. But that is pretty much the interior of the 2023 Toyota Camry Hybrid XLE trim. If there is some details I didn't go in depth enough on, and you have some questions, be sure to leave them in the comments below, and I would love to find you an answer. I have a lot of folks that kind of stumble on my videos a year or two out of the model year they came out. I don't think any question is too simple or anything like that. I love to find answers for folks who are even buying these used, years down the line. So if you have some oddball question, even on some random buttons over here that nobody else talks about, but I pointed out, and you want to have some greater detail on, just leave it in the comments below, and I'd love to just provide you some greater insight into a future vehicle you may be purchasing. But other than that, thanks for watching.